you don't think that the public will perceive that the Democrats are responsible?
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, you know, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leveraged times we have.
House Minority Whip Catherine Clark admitting that families will suffer under the ongoing shutdown, but calls it one of the few leverage times for Democrats. Now, this comes as Oregon Democrat Jeff Lee Merkley spoke on the Senate floor for 22 hours, 37 minutes, beginning his address on Tuesday in protest of what he described as President Trump's authoritarianism. Now, the Senate once again failing to advance the House-passed funding bill that would end the shutdown for the 12th time. The Senate is set to take a key test vote today on a bill to pay military personnel and federal workers. But the measure at this point is expected to fail. Republicans on Capitol Hill are discussing now a plan to extend current government funding levels through December of 2026. That is being floated right now. Let's bring in Ohio Congressman Michael Rulli. Congressman, this is now the second largest shutdown in modern history. And this report in particular in the Hill this morning says that many of your colleagues are now saying we need to have a CR that goes through December of 2026. Not all seem to be on board. Where do you stand?
Well, I would love to see a CR for 2026 in December, because that would allow us to do the people's work. Keep in mind, we gave them the skinniest CR they probably have ever seen. I believe it was 24 pages, the speaker said. There's no reason they didn't pass it. I spent the last week in D.C. Here's the scuttlebutt now. Everybody was saying they were going to wait for the King's marches to be over with, and they were going to settle either yesterday or today. And then we found out that they said they want to break the record. So they're on the Hill bragging about how they want to break the record to see how long they could keep it shut down. And then I heard 2 or 3 Democrats in one of the clubs saying that they would like to see it go till Thanksgiving. So they are reckless. They are playing with the people's payrolls. It is very scary.
What are you hearing from your constituents? Because this is reckless. And again, the Senate test vote today at 12:15, I mentioned. I mean, this is to pay military members. I believe there's an FAA provision in that bill as well. And some government workers, not all, but some government workers would get paychecks. I mean, Capitol Police are going to work, and they're not being paid, as you're getting arguments in the hallways of Congress.
Well, don't forget, they're going to war on the Obamacare subsidies, and these were temporary subsidies. What they don't tell the people is that we've been working these in the committees the entire 2025 congressional season. They're always being brought up how we figure this out. We don't want people to lose their health care, especially if you are a legal American. We don't want you to lose your health care. But don't ever forget that they lied to you when Obamacare came out, and they said that these subsidies were temporary. They knew they never were temporary. They lied to you then, and they're lying to you now. They shut down the government on a 24-page CR. And we did a 24-page CR because we wanted to have that negotiation and that talk about these subsidies. And that's what this whole thing is about. We always planned on working it out with them, but they wanted the show. They wanted the P.T. Barnum, and they got it.
Now, Senator Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries came out yesterday, or the day before actually, and said, we demand a meeting with President Trump at the White House. President Trump responding, open the government and I will meet with you. You know, Ashley Davis, who's on set with me, she had pointed out, look, you know, President Trump is leaving for Asia. So, you know, exactly what do they hope to gain by trying to talk to the president without opening the government?
Well, I think they're stall tactics, and I think they basically, what they're going to try to do is not only are they going to try to make sure that all the Obamacare, temporary subsidies are permanently enshrined into fabric. They want that for sure. But what they really want, and your people need to understand this, we took away all health care. So we're going to preserve Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security for legal Americans, because illegal immigrants do not have that title. They never paid in on their weekly paycheck. paycheck, and we're not going to let them do that. So they're going to try to add that in to the temporary Obamacare discussions. That's what this is about. So they're trying to maneuver a chess game with President Trump. President Trump is much too savvy to fall for these kind of tactics. And I think on your opening clip, she showed you what the real problem is. They are going to war over this. They feel this is their last dance, and we have them. The American people are blaming them for the shutdown, not the Republicans.
And just to reiterate, you're hearing from Democrats that they're looking at Thanksgiving for this shutdown to continue.
They're bragging about it. They're bragging about it.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about energy real quick with you. Gas prices dropping around that $3 mark, in particular below, for the first time in 4 years. We're at $3.07 nationally, but more than 35 states are actually saying gas below $3 right now. You've got swelling oil supply that's driving crude prices up until today, anyway, lower. If you look at AAA, unfortunately, what we're seeing today is we're seeing both WTI and Brent surging above 5%. But gas prices, you know, the last time we had the national average around $3 a gallon, that was May of 2021, Congressman. That energy story, especially going into the holidays, is very important to Americans. What is your reaction?
This is wonderful news, and this is a big problem for the Democrats. In the Ohio 6, we have enough natural gas to supply the earth for 500 years. I'm very pro-energy. I'm very pro-fossil fuel energy. So when I see gas drop below that $3 mark, Joe Bag of Donuts, the American worker, the blue collar, who President Trump has won over, is embracing this. You know, all these things that we talk about as far as politics, the average worker doesn't have time for that. They're going on work from 8 to 6 every day. They're working their heart out, and when they stop at that pump, they're getting a little bit of relief, and that's because of the Trump agenda.
Yeah, well, again, I just wanted to mention quickly with the WTI number today, just because we're seeing that boost. Hopefully that does not translate into these gas prices going the other direction, because it's nice to see in so many states gas below $3. Before you go, I do need to ask you about this. Former special counsel Jack Smith is standing by his 2023 decision to subpoena several Republican lawmakers' phone records, calling the move entirely proper and then consistent with Justice Department policy. Congressman, you're calling for a criminal investigation into Jack Smith's alleged involvement in Operation Arctic Frost, this surveillance of Republican senators. What more can you tell us this morning?
I think he is borderline treason. I think Lindsey Graham said it best in committee. He says, you got our records, Grassley's records, elected senators. There's only 100 senators that are in this country, and they actually spied on them. And he thinks that's just like when they raided Mar-a-Lago and they found nothing. How dare they? They will kill the republic. It is almost treasonous. He is completely wrong. What he did is criminal, and we're not going to stop. You have no right to go to members of Congress and investigate them for no reason at all. We're not going to put up with this. It is not a banana republic. This is the greatest republic ever. How dare him? He is going to be under the microscope, and we will discover everything that he did. He should be shamed.
Congressman Michael Rulli, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you for being here.
God bless you.
All right, you too, sir.